Hello and welcome back to the next episode of Distant Worlds 2. Now, for those who still ask themselves why did I scrap the other campaign, it's basically because I colonized stuff which has a low suitability and I didn't expect that the support costs were this high. So I had to pay like 5k per planet and I had two, which basically bankrupted myself. And well, then there came some other mistakes on top of it, so that's why I decided, okay, I have learned that lesson. I'm going to undo things. And also in that campaign I have been running into a massive fuel problem because the gas giant you normally start with here had basically no Castlin at all. It like, I don't know how many percent, but was not much. Yeah, in the meantime we are going to continue here and explore, and therefore going to jump a bit ahead. Now the colony ship has finished and we colonized our second planet within our original solar system. And of course we are going to get the mangrove forest harmonious development unlocked, which is a later tech basically. And we get some happiness out of it because we colonize another planet type. And in that regard we do have a good situation now. And this colony is of course relatively close and it can have a lot of population, 16 billion compared to the 9 billion on our starting planet. And the suitability is of course lower, like a lot lower, but that's something we can fix over time. But we do have the relics here, which is going to give us some development, and that's quite useful in fact. Now, in that regard, I hope that with the tech we just finished, the transportation tech, they will start building transport ships and passenger ships. Yeah, they are now under construction and will start moving migrants over to that world, and therefore get it faster above 100 million people, and then it's no longer that negative in cash. Well, also, Harmonious Void now goes into the non-aggression treaty, which is going to remove the protection agreement here. Yes, perfect. That's exactly what we want. And that's what is saving us some cash. Now, as the second colony is within our solar system, our starting system, the transportation of migrants is extremely fast. We do have 3. Yes, they're also doing some tourism here, but basically these 2 million migrants they can transport in one go is extremely quick. So you can see here the jumps are extremely fast. Now we are not going to accept the cell here. We have been building more more exploration ships, and now we can also do some stations for resort here. And yeah, that's going to be extremely quickly. We're already up to 50 million, therefore that's extremely fast, and the deficit here is decaying relatively quickly, which is exactly what we want. As soon as this one is positive, we do have that one also resolved, and yeah, making a net gain from it. However, our balance currently is quite bad. Okay, we are close to finishing planetary exploration. Now, I want to do planetary governance afterwards, but I really need to think about what else we could do. We could, for example, further improve our shipping here. Because the planetary governance, of course, is with 800 extremely expensive. Our private sector currently is struggling a bit. Therefore, these two could be quite useful to improve our private sector. However, that's like half the cost of the governance here. Oh. No, it's 800 in fact. Yeah, maybe let's do it in fact and get transport systems and then storage systems going, because then the private sector can upgrade its ships, we get some money, and they can move goods faster and with bigger hauls, which is probably useful for the overall economy, because if we look into it, we are at a negative currently, and the private economy is basically without cash. Income is decent, but we don't have any stockpile of cash, so our expansion is severely hampered by the lack of money in our private sector. Okay, on the planet, our second planet, Noval 3, has surpassed 100 million people now. Therefore, we have passed one important threshold. We still have a negative, but from now on, I do think the AI is driving up the tax rate slightly, and we can slowly start to make income on this planet. However, the upkeep cost here, the support costs have been reduced. It's the minimum, 1000 in fact. We cannot get lower than this. However, the revenue now can go up because we do get some taxes soon. And well, the migration is still massive. Growth rate is also quite big. As we can see here, we still are continuously transporting people back and forth, which is extremely nice and boosting that planet up extremely quickly. We found the Great Archives of Noval, which is also in our home system, and that's going to give us constant beam weapons, 10% colony development, troop research for scenery. Therefore, we can build another research lab, in fact, in our home system, which is extremely... well, we can't? Wait a second. Yeah, we can. There's Snaid here. However, well, we do have a colony development bonus here, but the planet is unfitting for us. Minus 19 is far from realistic. We can, however, also build a resort station, which we're going to do. And everything else is as same as before. The private economy is still pretty... well, pretty bankrupt, and... okay, we need large fuel storage technology to get this tech, this ruins undiscovered. And I do think there's an event coming up now in regards to the technology. Let's wait for it. Yeah, there we go. We're going to prioritize it because I do think it gives us like 50% of the tech. And it's another research facility here. Nice. And yeah, we don't have enough money in the private economy to continue building stations, which of course is a problem. However, money is going up, and therefore it's also going up for the private sector. And let's check out the research bonus again. Yeah, we got like 50% here. However, we need plus 20 to research bonus threshold to even be allowed to start it, and we currently are at -5. In short, we are far away from it. Until then, well, let's just continue, and at some point we are going to be able to do large fuel cells. Okay, we found an independent colony of Actarians, which are a water planet species, and the colony has unique features: scenery, deep underwater tunnel network, highly industrious semi-aquatic marine mammals. Please pause. And they are masters of underwater construction, building vast and elaborate underwater cities. Actarians also inhabit the small islands and shallow coastal areas of the ocean planets. Yes. Now, we are going to give... ooh, it's half our cash. Yeah, let's do it there. And we want to befriend them and colonize them. Therefore, I already want to start the colony ship here. But of course, we have to make sure that they like us enough. We are currently at -4. That should tick up slowly. Yeah, that should work out. Maybe we shouldn't have given the gift and just wait until the negatives are less, in fact. Yeah, it will be fine though. the next gift will make it even easier. And until then we can move the colony ship into position already to colonize it as soon as we have them like us enough. Okay, the next independent colony has been found. In this case it's a story quest. The Daiute colony Damazi is quest, so that's why we are getting certain things in a sec, or as soon as we interact with them more. I don't know exactly what triggers it, but it's definitely a story, and we have to decide how we want to interact with them. Now I do already roughly know what's going to happen, therefore I'm not too thrilled. I find the story quest here a little bit odd. But what I wanted to show here now, we have 5 transport ships by now, which are mostly doing migrations, and they are still flying just in the Nouveau system, back and forth, transporting stuff to our second planet. It's already up to 208, 9. It's going up quickly. Population, and that's extremely, really good. We're going to have a second very strong planet in no time this way. Now, to fix our economy or get more cash, I decided that we need to get rid of the protection agreements here, and therefore I was boosting the relations with the pirates. Now, 1 is left. Basically what I did here was to negotiate a deal. I'm going to offer them basic colonization. That's going to give them a much better relation to us. And now they are probably thinking about, okay, let's do a non-aggression treaty, and if we do it, the protection agreement is gone, and therefore we have a lot more cash available. So far we have been selling 1,400 or 4k on total in a year to these pirates, and now we are going to pay nothing because they want to still trade us some stuff. I'm not going to accept here because I don't really need that kind of stuff currently. Now, the approval rating here has gone up because of these. Ooh. Yeah, that's exactly what I talked about. The quest line has begun here. Damazi appears to be harbor intelligent life, and that's the first step in the special event chain for the Daiute here. Now, we have now 1% taxes on our second planet. Isn't that awesome? Now, our second colony ship is on its way to Geonosis Major. Of course, we cannot colonize it yet, which is however not the biggest problem. Now, I just want to have it in place in case we get the relations high enough, so let's in fact start working on it. We're going to need some cash for that. We need to get above 10. So we definitely need to... medium gift might not be big enough. Yeah, let's wait a little bit. Until we have a bit more cash. I do right now, for example. However, let's in fact wait until the ship is there, in case we get high enough with the trade treaty, which I'm aiming for, and the big gift which I want to make. Now, is there anything we can... Okay, colony ship, where are you? Ah, there you are. You're going to refuel, which we don't really need to. Just move closer to it, and now we can do our large bribe here. So we're sending a large gift, 37k. It's getting us to plus 12. Now we can negotiate a limited trade agreement. And 17. That feels like that's not enough. 16% now. That's not enough, I guess, unless we get some more buff from the trade treaties. Okay, our leader has been replaced 56%. Is there anything else we can do? Gift we just did. Treaties here are done. Could give them another 10k. That didn't do anything. In that case, I would say we're going to risk it, and in the next episode we hopefully get that colony. Therefore, see you next time.